How's it going? Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too. Yeah, I can't figure out how to turn my video on, but I look kind of rough anyway, so.
Does it pop up now?
Yeah, now I just have to look rough to everyone, thanks.
It's all right. We all look rough. We all have
Need
our
to wash my
days.
hair. Huh?
Um, so, um, I'm Pookie. That's
Hi,
Angel, of
Vicky.
course. Um,
I'm Angel, not wearing my glasses right now, but they
we
broke.
usually start with
That's okay. I can see you fine.
what are you taking? When were you
Oh,
diagnosed? And when was your last
okay. I'm
seizure?
not. I'm a mum.
Oh, okay. Okay. When was the child diagnosed? When was the
Okay,
last
so
seizure? And what
okay.
are they taking?
He's 22. He was diagnosed aged 19. He's on 600 milligrams of Tegretol daily, 250 of Brivius, I think, um,
Cardiac.
daily, and 10 milligrams of clobazam. His last seizure was probably about 2 months ago.
Okay.
He has full tonic clonics for hours. We always end up in hospital. It's fun.
That's what
Hours.
we all say. Don't
Yeah.
mind us. We all have
I've seen your
epilepsy.
post. I've seen
We
your
make a
post,
lot of
Pookie.
epilepsy jokes here, so just
Yeah.
excuse us. We come across a lot of
No,
we laugh. You gotta
no, we're
laugh to
good.
cope.
I've
That's our
got
way to
three
cope.
sons. I got three sons, and the other two sons are always making jokes with him. That's how we do it. It's all cool.
Yeah, that's how we cope. We laugh together. We
Yeah.
make jokes, and
I have a very dark sense of humor. I'm gonna fit right in, mate.
nobody has good
What?
memory, so we'll forget what we're talking about and start over a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're here for the fun.
Yeah, we're all family
Um,
here.
yeah, I'm kind of here to just hear it from other, from your sides, because me and my son are very close, but obviously he's 22. He doesn't always tell me everything.
Yeah.
So the more insight I can get, the better. So I'm
Oh,
just here to listen, man.
you're gonna get a lot of insight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't have to
it's
have your
hard
camera on
to.
because you don't have epilepsy. Like I'll ask you a question every now and then if you don't want to be on camera. But one second, I gotta get ice because I'll be here for 10 hours. Hey Mark.
Mate, my
Mark.
son's the same.
Yeah, I'm Angel, and
Hi, Angel.
my last seizure, I my last official seizure, I think, was in May, and um, I was diagnosed in 1997. Um,
Okay.
I was 14, and I'm on the titration pack of Excapri. I just started the. I'm on the 50 milligrams right now. I'm on
Mm-hmm.
clonazepam and Vim. Not Vimpad. Lacosamide. Well, they're the same, but one's the generic.
Yeah.
Um, and mifsuxamide, and if you want to count it, it's an SSRI of Lexapro.
And how's that working for you?
Um,
Look at his eyes.
it, I'm tired.
Mate, I don't know if he's high. My son uses weed. That's part of his medication.
Me
Nah.
too. Most of us do.
Even though it's
Yeah.
highly illegal in the UK, it's like, fuck
Oh,
you,
it's
mate.
still
Do you know what I
illegal?
mean? It's still fucking illegal, Pookie, mate.
Oh
I can
shit.
remember at 15 sitting and talking to my friends and going, do you know what? By the time we're adults, though, this shit's going to be legal, surely. I'm 51 now and it's still not legal.
Yeah,
It's
it's legal here.
insanity.
I'm in California, so it's legal here, but not in every state.
Yeah,
No, it's crazy.
it's not legal. They're talking about making it legal in where my state, but not legal yet.
It's
You
not
can
legal
get
in Pennsylvania yet.
no, you can get
Oh, wow.
prescription though.
Wow.
Um, you can go to New Jersey though and just like you know how close Philly is to New Jersey.
Yeah, been there.
So you can just go over there and just walk around and do that anyway. It's legal in New Jersey.
Yeah,
I mean, they've just recently made it legal for very certain medical issues in the UK, but my son's epilepsy isn't one of them. So,
yeah. The medication, since you're a mom,
mhm.
you might not know, it messes with our appetite. So I smoke, well, recreationally, of course, but it helps me eat. It helps me fall
Yeah,
asleep because the medication also causes insomnia. So weed helps me
yeah, for
sleep
sure.
and it helps me
Mate,
eat.
I smoke myself for other reasons. I have CPTSD and epilepsy as a younger person, and so yeah, I get it. I have no issue with him smoking weed. No issue at all.
Okay. Hey,
Where
Mark, how
are
you
my
doing?
glasses? Marky Mark and the
Yeah.
Funky Bunch.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I heard my name or not. Hey, how you guys doing?
Hi,
All
Mark.
right. Pretty
We're
good.
good.
So far, so
I'm
good.
looking for my
Yeah.
glasses.
I'm
Uh-oh.
always looking for my glasses, Angel.
Mark, the icebreaker today is we're going to start from the beginning like we usually do with new people, but we're going to start with everybody. When was your last seizure? What are you taking? And when were you diagnosed? Me, I was diagnosed in 2005. I was 16 years old, 20 years ago. I take lamotrigine, which is my third medication. I started with Dilantin. And my last seizure was Sunday? Last Sunday? Wait, was it last Sunday or the Sunday before that? You guys know better than me. I can't
I think
remember.
it was last
Yeah,
Sunday, wasn't it?
it was
Yeah, I
um
gotta see your post again.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, I think it was
it was
last
about
Sunday.
a week ago, I think, or a little bit.
I don't know. You're always looking for
Around
attention, man.
Mark, what about
It's
you?
all the way over there.
okay, so um I was diagnosed December 2014, but um I had been having panic attacks for well over a decade before that were being treated with clonazepam. But those panic attacks we learned were focal seizures after uh, I started getting tonic-clonics. Um, but even before those panic attacks, way back as far as when I was 15, they were investigating me for seizures. They did uh, an MRI and one EEG, and they assured me that I did not have epilepsy and sent me on my way. So uh, now I know that would not nearly be enough. I don't know if I was actually having seizures then at the time, so it's kind of a vague answer, I guess, but it could go back as far as uh, 2004. Um, but I am currently taking um, uh, lamotrigine, generic Vimpat, and pregabalin. Um, uh, Vimpat twice daily, pregabalin 3 times daily. clonazepam as needed for auras, and nasal spray as a rescue med.
Yeah, too. I
And
think we all have that.
I'm sorry?
I said I think we all have that as a rescue medicine.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and that kind of comes around the final question. My last seizure was Saturday night. Um, so like 3 days ago. Um,
How you doing? Forgot to ask.
Yeah,
uh, Still recovering.
Understandable.
that
But
you were aware for that one. You said,
yeah, I was aware through the whole thing,
Are
and it
you
was
normally
weird.
aware? Sorry,
Um,
Mark. Are you normally aware?
for the focals, I'm normally aware, but typically it's been a tingling sensation that gets like straight down the middle of my body, and it's either one side or the other side, and that happens to varying degrees and with kind of a varying degree of like an alteration in my consciousness, and kind of things are not the same anymore, um, up to like an actual dread panic and
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of like a sinking in the pit of the stomach sensation, like going over the drop of a roller coaster, but only one side of the body is on the roller coaster. And then sometimes they've just like cut to black and wake up post-ictal, people asking me, do you
Yeah.
know what state you're in? I'm like, yeah, I know what state I'm in. Of course I
So
do.
you have quite changeable seizures then.
Well, these have been up to this last seizure, they've all been pretty kind of consistently that focal aware to
Oh, okay. So they've
generalized
changed
tonic.
recently.
But this last one, it started
Yeah.
with I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, nystagmus. The like jittering in my eyes. They were
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
jumping
That's
up and
so mad.
down.
I read about that literally yesterday. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's something new that I've learnt about that you're now
yeah,
mentioning now. That's crazy.
that's really crazy. I didn't know, I've
Yeah.
had it before. I never knew it could be a seizure thing. I'd read about it as
Mm,
a possible medication side effect for something a
yeah.
while ago, and it was like, that sounds bizarre. But I've only had it to like a very slight degree, and I've always just assumed it was like I'm so tired I can't see
Yeah,
straight
yeah,
sort
for
of
sure.
thing. It just, whatever, I just need to go to bed. But this time it kept building and building bigger and bigger to the
Yeah.
point where I
So now
couldn't
you
really
recognize
make
it as
out
a,
anything in
yeah.
in my visual field, and I couldn't really think clearly, and it built to the point where I couldn't keep eating the meal. I couldn't see what I was doing, and um, it became a clonic seizure where I was
Oh, shit, man.
jerking, and I
So
could
that's
kind of
clearly a
control
partial focal that you were having. Yeah.
I could kind of control where I was moving, but it was only very vaguely what I was trying to do, but I managed to get up and grab onto a door frame and
That
call
must
my
have been
dad
so
for help.
scary, man.
It
It is.
sucked.
it
It
is.
sucked. Yeah,
I know.
but
This is
my
a
dad
place where
gave
you
me my
hear a lot of
first
men
ever.
say, I was scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my son, I know that he doesn't want to watch the videos back that I've taken. He doesn't even really like hearing about stuff that he's done when he's not aware, and I totally get that.
Mhm.
It must be so freaky to hear about things that you've done that you don't even remember, you know? It's complete
Yeah.
disassociation. It's insane.
Yeah, I
I would
recently
rather
found
have
out.
lost consciousness, honestly, this last seizure. If I was to choose, I would have. It felt at a couple points like I could just close my eyes and just go right to sleep. Like I was just that tired, I could go right into unconsciousness. So I'm not sure what would have happened if I had done that, but I was fighting it that whole time because I really wanted to eat my buffalo chicken wings. Yeah, so I got the
I
extra
love
hot
that.
ones as
I
When
love
I
that,
went
Mark.
through mine,
it was like
aware,
a
Mark,
special occasion. Yeah,
it wouldn't let me sleep.
they
The
wouldn't.
seizure wouldn't let me sleep.
Oh, it wouldn't. It
Juno.
kept you
Yeah,
awake.
Right. Sorry,
yeah.
my dog's
I
got
was
herself stuck. Give me a minute.
I was
Doing.
chronicling too much,
That
and it wouldn't let me go to sleep.
that sucks. 6 hours of that, I
Yeah,
cannot imagine.
that
I
was
had
my
about,
first ever cluster.
yeah, I had about 10 minutes of that one. Maybe it could have been, well, if you include the nystagmus, it was about an hour or so total for that seizure from like start until my first ever taste of nasal. It tastes bad, but it worked. So yeah, I'm very fortunate. My dad was just straight shot down the hall.
Yeah,
Did
the
you call your
stories that
neurologist? Oh, sorry, Pookie.
the story I had like a similar story to you, to where like I was like blacking in and out, but I wasn't exactly dizzy like you. I kind of felt like I was having a regular day, and I just kept going in and out of it. Like I showered that day, I got ready, I cleaned my room and all that. I got dressed like I was going somewhere, and I never like had plans of going nowhere that day. And where I blacked out was as soon as I left outside the door. I remember leaving outside the door, and I think I remember getting to the curb, and then I don't remember the rest. But um, weeks later, I explained to one of my friends that, well, not my friend, the guy who runs the smoke shop, got pretty close to him. I told him, I had this phase to where I've been wandering off lately, and I've been doing weird shit. And I explained the whole story to him. You guys know the other story. Um, and he was like, I think you did that here. Um, and he was like, you were just kind of wandering around in a circle, walking around like the clothes and everything that's in the middle of the store and looking at the bongs and stuff. And then he eventually said, I said, hey, what you doing? And you said, shut up, and walked out. So I was just reminded about that. I remember bits and pieces of that day. I remember bits of walking back home because it's like 2 blocks away. So, like you, Mark, I was fighting it. I was trying to. I was just like, let me get back home. Let me get back home. And then I black out and I'm closer to home. And then I black out again. I'm on the stairs, almost home. Then I
That's
black out
in
and
and out, in and
yeah,
out of seizures, isn't it?
yeah. So then I'm black out and I'm sitting at the edge of my bed then. And I don't remember all the situation that was past the curb. When I got to the curb, I only remember the walk back. That's how I remember the story he was telling me. I was just like, okay, I remember that day. He told me what I was wearing and everything. Hey, Raven. Um, the icebreaker today was, oh, when was your last seizure? What are you taking? And when were you diagnosed?
Hi. Okay. I was diagnosed in May, so very recent.
Fairly new.
Yeah.
It's so recent.
Yeah.
How old are you, Raven?
I'm 38. I've been having seizures for about 2 years. Let's see if I can get my.
You look 18.
Oh, that's really nice. Thank you. No, I'm almost 40.
Me too.
So, uh, Yeah, I thought we were similar in age. So yeah,
I'm over 40.
I take 125 milligrams of Depakote in the morning, 250 milligrams at night, and I take 100 milligrams of Vimpat twice a day, but they just increase it to 150 twice a day. I just haven't actually started the new dose yet. And my most recent seizure was last night. So
Oh,
it was
How you
like
doing?
my first one that I've ever had where the trigger was just being upset. I was like crying, and then
stress.
all of a sudden my bottom dropped out of my stomach and my brain blacked out. So
Oh, mate, how you feeling? You all right?
yeah, I got a really good night's rest. I took a little bit of lorazepam and slept for like 10 hours, and I feel better. Thanks.
Good.
I'm
That's
sorry.
really scary, though, man.
Yeah, well, thankfully I haven't had a tonic clonic yet, so they're like not as scary as they could be.
Yeah, we always hang on to that, don't they? We always hang on to it's not as bad as it could be.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
So Raven, we got our first parent here.
Yeah.
Sassy Amnesia is actually not
Say that again?
epileptic. She's a parent.
Yeah, I'm a mama.
Oh,
So
Am I
she's
in the
here
wrong
to,
meeting?
awesome.
Am I in the
That's
wrong
awesome.
meeting?
you're in the right meeting.
Oh,
She's here to get a fix for what we really got going on so she can understand more. I
I
love
just wanted
that.
to
I
chat, man.
love it when people actually want to learn more about this. And
Yeah.
not many people, certain people in my circle don't even want to know what's going on. They don't even want to talk to me about my seizures because
Yeah, well, I say my son was diagnosed at 19. He was in a really good college for his guitar playing. He had like a scholarship, and he had to leave a year into it because of these seizures, which, funnily enough, Mark, through lockdown, his doctors just kept telling him that it was panic attacks, that he wasn't having anything else apart from panic attacks. And it was actually Reddit, the epilepsy page on Reddit, that I went to, and they reassured me that I wasn't being an overdramatic mum and that he probably was having partial focals. And then shortly after that, he had a tonic clonic. But yeah, I mean, we're really close. He lives at home, but it's not the same as talking to other people. He doesn't talk to anyone else who has epilepsy, and I can't seem to persuade him to get involved with these chats. So I thought if I came in and kind of met all of you, that maybe I would be able to persuade him to get involved and talk to other people. That was kind of my plan anyway. So I'm just hijacking on y'all.
yeah, I could see how he just like you said, kind of stays at home, kind of away from people.
His friends have just dropped him, man.
Same thing.
yeah.
It's like eventually they just you notice they're not coming around once.
Yeah, it's
once
fucking
you
heartbreaking.
can. I notice I'm going to them more than they're coming to me, and that's when you notice you really don't have those friends.
Well, it's a
But he's got a
true
very
test
close
of
family.
friendship.
Sorry, Mark. Yeah, sorry.
I'm just saying it's a true test of friendship.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
the people who stick with you when you've got something like that. I'm very fortunate. My best friend has been staying with me and has been very supportive through all of this. So,
Yeah, same with my friends.
Yeah, my best friend, I don't exactly blame him. He had a family, started a family, moved away from the general area we were raised in. So I don't exactly blame him, but I don't hear from him. And that part is the only part. I'm like, okay, you can't come around. I understand, but I don't hear from him now.
Just check in, you know?
Right. You don't know how I'm doing the past year. You don't know how my kids are doing. We were really close.
I mean, David's friends just stopped. They have like a group chat, but his mates just stopped inviting him to stuff. There's like 2 friends that have really stuck by him, and I fucking love them for it. But luckily, we have a really close family, so you know we do stuff. But it's shit, man. People are fucking assholes, really, aren't they?
Yes, 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 yes.
Aren't they, Pookie?
It's like when they telling people that the panic attacks for years, they'll tell people you're having panic attacks, and then all of a sudden, oh, you're having actual seizure. It's not actually a panic attack. We just figured that out.
Yeah, well, I mean, what am I panicking about? First off,
Yeah.
panicking
about
about the
seizures.
panicking itself isn't a like that doesn't make sense as a start of everything. Why would I just out of the blue start panicking while sitting and watching a nature documentary? No.
Right.
Yeah,
I
my
think you know
seizure,
yourself, don't you?
my
Sorry,
first
Angel.
seizure happened walking to school. I was just walking, and a lot of my seizures happen when I'm just walking around out somewhere. So there's
But that
nothing
first
I'm
time it
panicking.
happened, did you have any idea what was happening?
No, I just woke up in the ER.
Oh, mate, how old were
Wow.
you?
I was 14 the first time, barely 14. I was going to be 14.
Holy shit.
So, Sassy, there's also people who have epilepsy and they don't even know why they don't have epilepsy. Like Angel, you just had a seizure, and yeah, there's a few
Yeah, I
people.
mean, my son was diagnosed at 19, but I recognize now that he was probably having partial focals way back to maybe even his like junior school. I don't know what you call it in America. What's junior school?
Junior.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
Junior
Middle
high
school.
or middle school.
Yeah, when he was like
It goes.
sort of
Did he have
eight,
like a
9 years old.
history of injuries or anything?
Say that again.
Sorry.
Raven?
I just wondered if he had a history of injuries or anything. Yeah.
Oh, what, my son?
Is it not working? Yeah,
can hear
sorry. My computer's being weird. Yeah, I just wondered if he
Um,
had a history of any like childhood
Yeah,
injuries.
do you know what? We kind of looked back on it and analysed everything that had ever happened to him from his birth onwards. And there's a couple of things that maybe, I mean, when he was born, the cord was wrapped around his neck and we had a bit of a panic with that. And then he got knocked off his bike a couple of times. You know, you just sort of think of anything, don't you, that might have caused it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. And even if we knew, would it change anything? Probably not.
Right.
No, probably not.
Mine,
It doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
mine doesn't change anything. I
No.
posted the article, so I don't know if you guys seen the article, but yeah, mine was from
that
a
was
car
hard to
accident.
read.
So, yeah, I just have it. They have what you call encephalomalacia, soft brain tissue on the right side. So mine is just basically brain damage. I can't pass it on. It's not in my genes or none of that.
No, I think I read about your story. You were hit by a car, weren't you?
Yeah, I was drugged 40 car lengths.
Mate, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, what
Thank
saved
God you're
me?
alive.
Yeah, what saved me was my back didn't get broken because my mother put my backpack under my jacket and then put my jacket on. So
Oh, bless your mother.
my back didn't break. That's what saved me. But my legs were over with.
I don't understand how somebody could hit you and not know that they hit you.
Oh, they knew. Obviously, they knew.
There was like people that like hanging out in front of the store, like drug dealers and stuff. I guess somebody got in the car and chased her down and then like pulled in front of her. It was like, hey, you stop. And otherwise she probably would have made it to work.
So that other
Wow.
person also kind of saved your life.
Say that again.
That's great. The person who chased her down and made her stop driving saved your life too.
Yeah, never thought of that, but yeah, that's also a factor in that. I don't even know who it is, to be honest. I was just told someone. Yeah. But yeah, otherwise she was going to keep going. Like I said, she was probably going to make it to work if no one chased her. But there was someone holding my hand. I was the smallest. I was in the back. There was someone holding my hand, and yeah, I was basically ripped from her hand. And she was like 12 years old. I was 5. So
Oh man.
she was mostly traumatized, I believe. On the way to
I'm
school.
sure.
Like on the way to school, like 7 in the morning. So everybody wasn't exactly woke. When I woke up, I thought I was late for school.
Oh.
Yeah, come to find out, I was 33 days late because I was in a coma.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. Wait,
So I
was it
believe
a
they
medically induced one?
yeah, I believe they put me in a coma because I started having seizures. And it was basically
Ah.
from the brain trauma. So they put me in a coma, and I came out of it 33 days later. You know, I'm still a kid. Like, what the hell's going on? Let's snatch this thing out of my throat. And yeah, I'm here now. Yeah, sucks. But I feel like sometimes I feel like everybody else has like these worse stories than me. Like, I don't remember. I didn't go through the pain and all that like everyone else did. I don't even remember mine. So you guys had to go through the worst part of remembering the trauma of it.
I don't even know how I got epilepsy. I just one day had a seizure. Was taking
Yeah.
a nap. I woke
I
up
don't
having a
even
seizure and I
remember.
walked
don't
out
remember
and told my
waking up
boyfriend,
that morning.
I think I just had a seizure.
Mm.
God.
Yeah, some of us don't even remember how we got epilepsy. It's just once you have it, there's no going back, basically.
Right.
You got it for life.
Okay, I actually have a question about that. I saw somebody online recently talking about their doctor told them that if they randomly developed epilepsy as an adult, they could randomly outgrow it. And I was under the impression that epilepsy means that you're predisposed to having seizures and you can't like just outgrow that. You might stop having seizures because of meds, but like that's kind of it. Am I wrong?
You can
I
go
honestly don't know.
free.
Yeah,
You
I
can go
mean,
seizure free for a couple of years, but
Yeah, I thought you could
as
only
you,
really outgrow it from like juvenile epilepsy.
yeah,
That's what
that
I
was
thought.
my understanding.
I can't believe. Oh my God, sorry, that's my dog.
It's all right. Can't
She's
hear her.
defending me.
Mhm.
You know,
but
stop. She's defending me. We're very at risk here.
It's a very good dog.
as
She's a
a
very
few of
good
us
dog. She is.
learn, those seizures, like even if you go seizure free for a long time, sometimes they like to come back and bite you when you
I
least
don't.
expect.
Yeah, like you would still be
Sorry, carry on,
epileptic.
Raven.
Right? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
It's hard when we're like all in separate rooms and we can't see when someone opens their mouth.
I know. And I'm also miles away, so.
Yes.
Go ahead, Raven.
I don't even know anymore. I'm sorry.
It's all
I'm
right.
so
I
sorry. I
understand.
totally distracted
No,
you.
it's not important. It's not important.
Totally understand, you know, because I don't remember what you said either. So
No, me neither. And I don't even have epilepsy. Well, blame my dog.
Yes.
all right, I got something here. It says, did weed cause me to have a seizure? For context, I'm in my early 20s. I live in the UK, so weed isn't regulated. And I have been a pretty regular smoker for the last year or so, 3 to 5 times a week, and have never experienced anything like this. I was smoking a Zoot with my friend, no more than usual, and vaping nicotine. At the same time, I sat forward and felt the feeling you get when you're leading up to passing out and lost consciousness. When I woke up, I thought I had passed out, although I had pissed myself. My friend then told me my eyes had rolled back and I had started shaking, no foam at the mouth, and it lasted about 10 to 15 seconds before I came to. I had no brain fog and my muscles felt weak, but not sore afterwards. I had been taking mirtazapine. These medications are very hard to pronounce, you guys, so sometimes
Is
I'll
it
just say it as it says.
mirtazapine?
MIRTAZAPINE.
Mirtazapine. Yeah, mirtazapine. It's an antidepressant.
Oh, okay.
I've been on that one.
Well done,
I've
Mark.
been on so many meds, like basically all of the SSRIs and a whole bunch of other like non-SSRI antidepressants. I'm just,
You're
I
just a
don't know.
walking encyclopedia.
Well, I mean, only about specific subjects.
Seriously.
That'll do.
Oh,
That
that's
works for us.
Remeron?
So,
Yeah,
because go
I
ahead.
was always on the generic version of it though, so I just knew it as mirtazapine.
Oh, so wow. I forgot what I read so far, so excuse me, you guys. I gotta go back. It says, for context, I'm in my early 20s. I live in the UK, so weed isn't regulated. And I've been a pretty regular smoker for the last year or so, 3 to 5 times a week, and I've never experienced anything like this. I was smoking a Zoot with my friend, no more than usual, and vaping nicotine at the same time. I sat forward and felt the feeling you get when you're leading up to passing out and lost consciousness. When I woke up, I thought I had passed out, although I had pissed myself. My friend then told me my eyes had rolled back and I started shaking, no foam at the mouth, and it lasted about 10 to 15 seconds before I came to. I had no brain fog and my muscles felt weak, but not sore afterwards. I had been taking mirtazapine for around 5 days leading up to it and stopped taking it instantly post event. I have been to the GP and my bloods and ECG came back normal. They're referring me to neurology, but I do not know how long this will take as the NHS is shit. And I think I need some peace of mind. Was it the nicotine, the weed, or the mirtazapine, or a mix of the two, or all three that likely caused this? I think I had low blood pressure my whole life, and every now and then again, get the feeling that when you stand up too fast but have never passed out from it before, I find weed to really help me with my anxiety and depression, but I am scared to smoke again before seeing neurology, but I feel like I'm losing all my progress. Side note, my anxiety affects my sleep and my eating, but not both enough. Both not enough. I would appreciate all the insight if anyone could help me that's a smoker. Well, I'm a smoker and
I'm a smoker.
I've never had a seizure while smoking.
No. That sounds like a nicotine rush thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never really had a seizure while smoking, but yeah. And I stopped smoking nicotine because I stopped smoking nicotine just because, I'm here. I have to be an example, I can't tell you guys you shouldn't take stimulants, and then I'm over here smoking stimulants. So now I just smoke papers, and yeah, it's cool. So far, so good.
I'm back.
Hey, we got a parent here.
Oh, hi.
Okay. So I'm at this dog park in Jersey, and made a new friend here, acquaintance who, go figure, has epilepsy.
Oh.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my God, they're everywhere.
There you go. There's everybody. All right. There's everybody. Okay. So today is this special event, and I wanted to invite. Oh, bro, what was your name again? Adrian. Okay, thank you. All right, so we got Adrian here, and he's been warned of the icebreaker question. So go ahead and let him know, when was your last seizure and what are you taking?
last seizure, it was end of June, so fairly recent. My girlfriend actually called me in it, and it usually happens when I go to bed. Not quite sure why. Other two were kind of they they said it was due to drug use, and then since it happened like back to back, when it happened and when I was in my bed, and then it happened at the ER. So since it was back to back, then I got diagnosed with epilepsy. So it was this year, and then they had me on Keppra. I think it's not how many, not quite sure how many milligrams. I think it's 50.
Oh,
What are
okay.
you
So that's
taking?
what
was that?
What are you
Yeah.
taking?
Oh, Keppra.
Oh,
Yeah.
you like that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it works. I have to take twice a day, one in the morning, one at night. And I had stopped for a little bit since seizures it's a new thing, and I guess it's pretty life changing. I guess you guys will all know. That I thought maybe since I didn't have it for quite a while, I could have just stopped in a sense. Not stopped, but like only take it, and then it happened again.
Yeah.
That's a bad no-no.
With Keppra, I don't suggest stopping. I don't suggest stopping any of these medications cold turkey, but especially Keppra. Have you ever experienced Keppra rage yet?
I have not, no, which is shocking because they just wanted they were more surprised that I wasn't feeling any type of aggression. But it actually kind of helped in a sense.
You haven't had like any small spurts of anger?
Yeah, small spurts, but then I've also been working on my anger because I've also like had anger issues quite a while back, but I don't want that to be proven on my character anymore.
The Keppra will increase it. Trust me. Even for those that never got anger bursts or angry issues.
Personalities change.
My son was put on. Sorry, Pookie. My son was put on Keppra, and he found it so difficult to manage his emotions and his rage and his anger. Oh my God. You would not believe how angry this English boy got about Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, honestly. And his neurologist actually put him onto, I'm going to say it wrong, Briviacet?
Briviact.
Yeah.
Brivracetam, which is basically Keppra without a lot of the side effects.
Oh, you're talking about I can't pronounce it either.
Brivracetam.
Isn't that the generic?
Yeah, it's a generic
Keppra.
Keppra.
Generic.
Levetiracetam?
Briviact.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, levetiracetam is generic Keppra.
No, not Levera. It's Brivetra. It's, I think the generic one that we've got is called Briviact.
Yeah.
It's Brivracetam or something, but yeah.
Regular one, and Brivetacetam is the general.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Brivaracetam. I would say Brivaracetam on that one, but I'm probably saying.
I think it's probably a lot more. You probably have a lot more of these drugs available to you in the US than we do in the UK. So it's quite a new one in the UK.
Carbatrol. Have you ever had Carbatrol explained to you or anything? Because that's one that's only available as a brand name here. So switching private, privates back to the Medicare here, lost access to that. Because that's still
crazy, isn't it?
Nice meeting you, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, so I'm on my third medication. I started with Dilantin. It was all right. I was still having a bunch of seizures. I kind of ignored it. I was running the streets and gang banging with my friends. So I would tell my friends, don't tell my mom. And I was having a bunch of seizures without telling her. Mom, I love you. She's going to see this and she's going to join soon. So, yeah, there's seizures I was having, Mom, that I was telling
you're going to get your ass whooped, Pookie.
Right. So, yeah, so now I went to Keppra for like 5 to 6 years, and I've been on lamotrigine for around 6 to 7. So, yeah, and lamotrigine, it wasn't the best at first, but I don't think it was the pills exactly. I think I was just kind of living reckless and just being a little careless. But these last 5 to 8 years, I've kind of just started paying attention to my health, especially within the past 5 to 3. And I've gotten it down to 3 to 5 seizures a year. So I think that's progress for me because I was having so many on other medications. Stop smoking tobacco. Yeah, no nicotine. Started taking B12. That's giving me way more energy than I usually have. Not sleeping as much on these medications.
What was that, man?
Do you have tonic-clonics or like what kind of seizures do you have?
They haven't actually diagnosed me yet with it. They said that it was since the first two were drug induced, and then the other two that I had was due to lack of sleep and
That's right. We were
medication.
talking about EEGs.
Yeah, they haven't found anything yet. I only went on the EEG for about what was it? Like maybe a day and a half, so like 18 hours.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't find anything, so now they're gonna send me with an EKG back home. I believe. I believe it's like on early October. For like around 2 days afterward.
So that's like ambulatory, they call it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you picked up on any trigger since this is so early in your journey here? You don't know and have any idea what caused it?
I mean, I guess just kind of like lack of sleep in a sense.
Okay.
That's what I.
Did dehydration ever you think play a role?
No, and then also smoking has a lot to do with this since I was a big smoker prior to this. Marijuana, and
But what were you getting? I mean, were you getting something from a dispensary or just?
No, it's just out on the street. That's why I thought maybe it was just like me getting laced at first, and then that's
what I would think.
Yeah, that's what they had assumed since I wasn't of age.
So anything come positive when they tested you?
No, they didn't test me at all.
They didn't even run lab work.
No, they didn't. Yeah, and this is valid actually, so I would assume that they've done a lot, but they didn't do much.
That's how the point where a lot of us feel kind of written off in a sense. Can you guys agree when you know that they could have done more at the time to figure out why this was happening?
Yeah.
Anybody else agree? Been in that situation?
Yeah, you can't let them tell you what's wrong with your body. You got to know your body. They will just tell you anything. They're not going to tell you the side effects of the medication that you're taking because they don't know. They just know it's supposed to help seizures. They never even look at the side effects. I asked someone.
Yeah.
So you gotta know your body, know what bothers you, know your triggers and all that. They're not gonna ask. They're just assuming you're having seizures because you're doing something wrong. Yeah. So.
And the medical.
You gotta advocate for yourself.
Advocate. That's a big recurring theme here.
Keep a journal for everything that happens especially on the days you have the seizures. Keep a journal, see what you were doing, see what happened with the meds, if anything mixed in, how you were feeling, anything pretty much, and always have that journal with you when you go to it. A camera footage is also advisable for going to the doctor.
What was that?
Because then they can't refute it.
He was saying to bring your journal when you go to the doctor. So if you can keep track of, how much you drank, how much sleep you got on the day of, what time it hit. Because you were saying like they mostly happen at night, but maybe that's just when they were getting noticed, or maybe that's only when the tonic-clonic ones happen. Have you been told about like focal seizures, absent seizures, partial, something like that? So there's another kind of seizure out there that doesn't involve all the convulsions, and that's when you just fade out. Essentially, a lot of people describe it as a zoning out or looking, getting kind of a zombie look. And I mean, mine typically happen 3 times a month, for less than a minute, but then it takes me a good 5 or 10 to come back. I'll ask the same question over and over or something.
Is it like dissociating in a sense?
Dissociating, yeah. I would say I'm kind of not there for the couple seconds it's happening. Sometimes they describe, eye twitching, but those are the ones that would most easily go unnoticed. If somebody wasn't around, I have this this RNS implant now that picks up on it, because they put essentially these electrodes down in where they think the seizures are coming from. The RNS picks up on it, and it, you know, supposed to zap it to stop it from spreading, generalizing, and turning into the convulsive seizure. And, you know, so far it's taken them 5 years to get the settings, but I'm actually working off of meds. Now I'm not on 16, so 15 years, give or take. Yeah, about that. But that's again when it was diagnosed. So chances are the seizures were happening longer, but I sure as hell wasn't going to admit it, and definitely not do all the EEGs that it takes to get it on record. So that's another recurring theme here is again advocating for yourself and kind of working through that like denial stage, because I think I could have gotten a lot done a lot sooner if I would have admitted it and kind of done my own research. So you gotten all your treatment and everything up here in Jersey?
Yeah, I haven't gone anywhere else. I mean, I've heard of places like NYU. They take it seriously.
Yeah.
There was this guy that some person on my job he suggested me to. He got like a little chunk of his brain kind of taken out.
Oh yeah.
And
ablation, I think they call that one.
I have no idea, but then
like
it helped him. He has been seizure free for now about 6 years.
That's awesome. Amazing.
He said he was having the shakes about like 12 times a year.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I guess I remember. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just very happy that it's not really as serious as people say, or as people experience.
It's so individual. It really is like unique to everybody. So I mean, the doctors up here, what other, you know, kind of support have they even told you about? Like, you know, if you feel like you're having side effects,
sleep apnea test, and then that's pretty much it.
So call the doctor if you're having problems. Talk to the pharmacist if you think it's something with the meds. And
if you were to get a seizure, call an ambulance and go to the hospital.
That's their first instinct is to tell you that if you're having a seizure, call an ambulance.
Yeah.
Wow. How's family adapting? Is
my mom's very
parents
serious about it? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Mom's very serious about it. I still live at home. I'm only about to be 12, so
okay.
How's it been keeping friends?
Oh, I mean, realistically, I don't really have much anymore. It's due to college. I go away, and then I try not to make as many personal friends because of it, because I don't want to like burden them with them. But then I have my girlfriend. She's very supportive of it. So that's pretty much all.
Yeah.
Well, with the link to this, you guys can both hop in anytime you have a question.
Oh, you guys are on like.
These are the people that can actually get you not just answers, but personal experience with it. Yeah, this has been by far more helpful than any medical resources. There we go.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, you can give him the link to the YouTube channel so he can understand what we're going through and see.
Yeah, I told him about in season, and I'll get you a link or whatever. Let me do that before I forget.
Get on to the Reddit.
That's another thing. He's forgetting.
Join the family. Oh yes.
Yeah, so we went far off topic. Basically, someone was asking, is it the weed the reason they're having seizures? You guys mind if I go back through it, Mark and Angel and Raven? All right. Luckily, this was the first one. You just got here, and it happened to be something about weed, and you thought it was weed. I doubt it, but let me get started. It said, did weed cause me to have a seizure? For context, in my early 20s, I live in the UK, so weed isn't regulated, and I had been pretty regular smoker for the last year or so for 3 to 5 times per week, and have never experienced anything like this. I was smoking a zoot with a friend, no more than usual, and vaping nicotine at the same time. I sat forward and felt the feeling you get when you're leading up to passing out and lost consciousness. When I woke up, I thought I had passed out, although I had pissed myself. My friend then told me my eyes had rolled back and I had started shaking, no foam at the mouth, and it lasted about 10 to 15 seconds before I came to. I had no brain fog and had been taking my mirtazapine,
Mirtazapine.
mirtazapine, for around 5 days leading up to it, and stopped taking it instantly post event. I have been to the GP, and all my bloods and ECG came back normal. They are referring me to neurology, but I do not know how long this will take, as the NHS is shit. And I need some peace of mind. Was it the nicotine? Was it the weed, the mirtazapine, or a mix of all three? That likely caused it. I think I have had low blood pressure my whole life, and every now and then again get the feeling that when you stand up too fast, but really have when you stand up too fast, but have never passed out from it before. I find weed to help me with anxiety and depression, but I am scared to smoke again because seeing neurology before seeing neurology again, but I feel like I'm losing all my progress. Side note, my anxiety affects my sleep and my eating, both not enough. I would appreciate any insight. And you came as soon as we started that. Yeah, I doubt it's me. I doubt it's the weed, but that's a personal thing because I smoke more than on a regular. He does 3 times at 5 a week. Um, I'm kind of daily. So yeah, can't put the numbers together right now, but yeah. Anyhow, I doubt it's the weed. Weed I've never had a seizure when I was high. I've always smoked after a seizure, like thought that, but that made me feel better. It helped my headache and helped me sleep afterwards. Other than that, it's never been a problem for me personally. But everyone's body is different. You got to know your body. Anybody else got some advice on that for this person?
I do not think it's the weed either. It might have been something else, but it's not the weed. The weed, uh, it helps with seizures. You know,
I've
I
been told.
a lot of a lot of us used it to help with seizures,
And
um,
pain.
and pain. So I know I personally had a medical marijuana card too. So
Yeah.
um,
So, Mark, do you
I
have something? Oh, go ahead. I'm
I don't
cutting people off. Let me stop.
sorry.
Raven, what were you
Was
saying?
Mark trying to talk?
No, I think you were trying to talk first, Raven.
Oh, okay. I just don't think that they had a seizure. They're saying that they have had episodes. Sorry, I keep going. I must be lagging really badly. Um, in the past, they've had episodes and this time seizure like event, but like that's POTS. So I actually think that it's possible they didn't even have a seizure. I think they had a syncope episode because it can look almost exactly like one, but what they described feeling beforehand sounds a lot more like POTS, which I also have. So, but I've never had a syncope episode.
What is POTS?
I think
If
it's
you don't
like
mind me asking.
fainting episodes and stuff like that, um, where you just kind of fall down.
Oh, sorry. Postural. Oh, there we go.
It's like positional. Oh, I forget what the O T and the S is syncope. It's like a fainting or looks like fainting, rapid drop in blood pressure that occurs when there's a change in position, I think. I think maybe I should just look this up rather than just, that would be more responsible, wouldn't it?
Let's see.
Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome.
Oh, you know how to read so good. I couldn't respond. I couldn't read the tachycardia.
Yeah,
Orthostatic, I could have said, but yeah, that's
postural. So based on your posture, the way you're positioned, orthostatic. So when you've been sitting or in that position for a long time, tachycardia is a change in your heart rhythm, and syndrome. We all know what syndromes are, right?
mhm.
So condition where the
Yeah.
autonomic nervous system doesn't properly regulate blood pressure and heart rate, leading to a host of symptoms,
Oh, yay, I'm back.
abnormally high heart rate, increase upon standing. It's a form of dysautonomia, autonomia, meaning it affects the involuntary functions. So, let me see. I'm sorry. Oh, not Amazon Music. Okay. Okay. Raven's back.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, my computer is being awful. I turned off my video and I hope that helps.
You sound much clearer now, that's for sure. I just read the definition of POTS. I don't know what, I don't know. I hope I got the right thing.
Postural orthostatic
Orthostatic.
tachycardia syndrome. It's basically that you don't have enough blood volume for your body, and so your heart is working overtime trying to pump your blood, which is pooling in your lower extremities. So doing something like standing up suddenly can make you very lightheaded, and it can make you pass out, and it can also make it look like you're having a seizure. Like your eyes can roll back in your head, you can shake, you can be like totally out of it when you come to. You might vomit afterward, you might be confused, but it's actually your heart, not your brain, that is freaking out.
Okay.
So just because they said that they had experienced that multiple times before, and like even though you can have seizures on their new SSRI, it's really rare. I personally, if I was this person, would be asking my doctor to look into POTS and not just seizures.
How would they test for POTS? Is that something they
Um,
can even test for?
yeah,
Yeah.
they do a couple of different things. It's not fun. Basically, there's a tilt table test. They can put you on a table and then they just measure your blood pressure and your heart rate as they tilt you upside down, and a little bit at a time, and kind
That
of
sounds like a medieval torture device.
literally everybody says that. And I'm sure it feels like one. For me, I was diagnosed because just standing up within a period of a couple of minutes, my heart rate would go over 30 beats per minute more from going from seated or lying into standing. And that's like the diagnostic criteria. Something about that. So, yeah, it basically your heart rate just like skyrockets when you stand up, and then your body can't handle it and you faint.
Does not sound fun.
No, it's not, but I don't think it, and I could be wrong, but I don't think that it's as likely to leave you with brain damage as epilepsy because it's like messing up with your heart, not your brain. So, like a silver lining, I guess, if we can say that.
Yeah, you got that right. So silver lining. But
Something.
Mark, you had something else when the topic of was it the weed?
You're on mute, Mark.
Thank you, Angel. I just wanted to point out that maybe a lot of our answers are being given based on our experiences in the American cannabis markets. And as we had just heard earlier in this Zoom meeting, cannabis is illegal, like flat out over in Britain. So if they're smoking weed, then they're getting it from a black market source. And I don't know what the United Kingdom's black market for cannabis is, if we can make any sort of assumptions about the quality of the product that they're using,
That's a really good point.
So, yeah, you gotta know your body. Perfect timing, Jeff.
How are you?
We've been going through something where a guy said he had
Hi.
seizures when he was wondering if it was the weed. We all said no, it's not the weed, but personal experiences can be different.
Weed
No,
is
you're
Hey,
good.
talking about a personal experience here. Adrian?
Yes.
Good God. Okay. Adrian here just told me about how he was actually going to training to be a correctional officer, but they found out. Take over.
Yeah. So I kind of kept it a secret from them from like medical reasons. Even though they had my chart, they just didn't like. They thought maybe it was like a lot in my past that I wasn't experiencing anymore. That's why I didn't mention it. But then since I did mention it to one of our supervisors at the camp, he was like, okay, now you got to go to medical again. I thought I was comfortable talking to him, but it really wasn't. And then they kicked me out ultimately due to the fact that I didn't release that information to them. And they were like, we can't take that risk, you being in the boot camp, to like due to seizures in a sense. And I was like, okay, I get it. But then I just wasted $1,000 for nothing. Because they make you buy your own equipment and all that stuff. I was 3 months in, only needed 2 more months to finish, and they took me out as soon as they found out. It sucks. That's why I'm continuing school now.
I'm sorry to
Hey,
hear.
I'm proud of you for continuing though. You decided to go with cybersecurity, said?
Yes, ma'am.
That's impressive.
Right.
Are the classes, I mean, have you noticed anything changing in like how you learn, basically?
No, not necessarily. I'm just pretty good at math in a sense. But my speech is really bad. I'm not
Okay.
really able to get out the right words I want to say.
Oh yeah.
And then especially on essays, I just have like a really rough time, like kind of writing down. I'm a big, what's that word?
Storyteller?
No. I use ChatGPT a lot, so I could get formal writing.
There you go.
But then I can't really make it myself, and it's frustrating because I never was like that before. And now I use ums and ands a lot, and it's really
Fill in the gap type.
exactly.
Yes.
I feel like I just can't. I stutter more. It's really frustrating. But what can you do?
Well, what we do is work with it. I mean, prepare basically. If you know you have assignments coming up, if you know you have like interviews coming up or something, think about exactly what they're going to tell you and I personally find it easier to do stuff out loud. You know, when I know I have to talk to guidance counselor or something about you know, the high school curriculum coming up, I just do the research, you know, try to know what to expect and just do more preparation basically is what it comes down to for me, because I was kind of the opposite. I was always really, my strengths were the English and math. I had to always like double and triple check everything. But yeah, learning style is definitely something that changes over time. And everybody here, you know, has told their own anecdotes of, you know, careers that they had or career changes that had to be made unintentionally. And that's another amazing thing about how we have to adapt to literally learning differently. And I mean, your brain doesn't even stop developing until, you know, for like another 5 years or something, like mid-20s for sure.
That's I believe.
Mark, you all right?
Yeah,
Oh, just checking.
yeah. Thank you. Sorry.
It's
These
all right.
shows are fun
Appreciate
too, right? I had a seizure on here one time.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I think they said I just like faded out and slipped out of the chair or something.
So far, we've had 3 people have seizures on camera. Me, Kate, and AJ.
And is that why you record them?
It actually doesn't record unless the person is talking. We just seen it, and it's not gonna be when I post it. It's not gonna be there because
No,
the person isn't talking.
But it does help on knowing who to check in on for sure. You know,
Yeah.
it's to help to see, like when AJ had hers last week, we saw, you know, somebody come in a certain amount of time. So, you know, that was just checking in a couple hours later. They knew, you know, I hear when mine happened, I think daughter or somebody was around, and it's, you know, it's useful for sure. And then watching
Yeah.
them back, it always feels like a new episode. I don't remember being there. So watching
I
everybody's
always
stories, hearing the subjects, yeah.
I always keep it on so I can see everyone on. That way I can see if anybody's going into some type of seizure or anything and let them know.
Yeah.
Jeff is up in this area too. He's been enjoying all the pictures of like these scenic roads on 80 and all
Yeah,
those
it's
on the way up.
beautiful.
Yep, he knows where we're at.
yeah.
He's saying the same thing about the taxes and whatnot, helping talk us in the right direction.
Yeah.
Only
So,
because
Members from all over the country.
Jeff, the icebreaker today was, what are you taking? When were you diagnosed? And when was your last seizure?
I'm taking, see, I can never remember what I'm taking. I'm taking Ficampa, 12 milligrams, and lacosamide, 100 twice a day. I was diagnosed, I guess, according to my wife, who knows, it was last year. And my last seizure was last night.
How you doing?
I'm coming around. This morning was kind of foggy, but my seizures run like 2 or 3 nights in a row, and then I have a couple of clear nights. And this is the first I've had since I started on the B12. So that's been a long time for me.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. And I'll have, you know, I'll either have one later tonight or I won't. It'll be 2 days instead of 3, but they always come like that.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm sorry you had a seizure.
And, you know, Angela, it's kind of what we all have. We're all born with, you know, we're not born with it, but we all have it. And, you know,
I know.
it's bad.
But
It's bad when any of us go through it.
We're here to support you, so.
Well, thanks. And, you know, angels are always good in your life.
Right. Angels are good to keep around.
That's right.
I'm gonna go through the comments of this post, and the post, it said the guy basically was smoking nicotine, taking some pills, taking his pills, and smoking weed at the same time. He basically said he was smoking weed, and then he would hit the vape pen with nicotine, and he was wondering if it was the weed. the nicotine, the pills, or the combination of two or both or three. So in the comments, someone said, I highly doubt it's weed alone is the main root cause of the seizure. You probably have something completely differently going on. I'm diagnosed with epilepsy and a chronic smoker of a dope pre-diagnosis and post. And I have no troubles and have been seizure free for 3 years, but hey, I guess everyone's different. Hopefully it's just a fluke and doesn't end up turning into a diagnosis. Right. Another comment says THC and nicotine both lower your seizure threshold, thus making it easier for your brain to go into a seizure. It's entirely possible that THC also decreases REM, sleep, making it harder for your brain to get fully restorative sleep. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but like all of my left side jumped, including my eye twitch. But yeah. So we've come to a conclusion that we don't think it's weed. Ann, how you doing today? We had a parent here. You missed it.
I missed it. Sorry, guys.
The first parent we had on, she was in the UK, and her son has it, and she loved it from what the time she was here. She loved it.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad.
That's great.
Yeah. I am ex-cope retired. Yeah. I literally, I know, I knew that as soon as I started getting some sleep at night, I'd feel like this anyway, without the ex-copry, but wow, yeah. And I'm just in the second week, so I don't know about this. I don't know, but I'm doing okay. Otherwise, just tired, crazy tired.
Good to hear. Well, good to hear that you're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
For the icebreaker, we went back to the OG questions. When were you diagnosed? What are you taking? And when was your last seizure?
My original diagnosis was in 1968. My clinical diagnosis was in 2007. Right now I am taking glucosamide, Xcopri, and Valium, diazepam. Oh, and then there's the tizanidine for the spasticity. And my last seizure, it's been a couple of weeks. I literally have to look at my calendar. Because it's been, yeah, the 11th, July 11th. So almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, mine was July 13th. So twinsies.
Yeah, we're all twinsies here. I'm telling you, this is, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was just focal complex. It wasn't TC. If I went into a TC, I probably wouldn't be here. But yeah, I can say that the medicine is doing that part. It's saving me from those, what they used to call secondary generalized tonic-clonic. But the focals seem to be going away. You know, that it's like a buzz. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like that thin threshold feeling. And that seems to be going away. But I can tell you I could probably easily sleep for 3 days. Yeah, I mean, other than that, we're gonna fix my shoulder. That will help me sleep. You can see in my nanny cam, I'm tossing and turning because my arm is coming out of the socket. So we're gonna fix that, and that should help. But I don't know, guys, this Xcopri, if this is what it's going to be like, I'm a little worried. I see you smiling there, Angel. All right, Reese, that's it. But yeah, I'm already worried. I mean, this is just my first week, and I'm like, I could be sleeping right now. I'd be happy.
I
But
still
Can't
have to
lose Annie.
titrate up to 200 milligrams.
Yeah, I believe Angel said he's on his second week titrating up, right?
I'm on my 4th week, I think.
Oh, okay.
so you're at 50? Yeah, that puts
Well,
you at
5th
50
week,
milligrams.
5th week. Yeah, because next week I try titrate up again. But yeah,
Okay.
I still gotta go up to 200 milligrams. They got me
You don't
going up
have
every
to.
2 weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna hold off at 50 and see how it goes, and then come back with the Vimpat, titrate off the Vimpat. But my doctor said he's seen people perfectly fine at 50 milligrams, and he doesn't like to use more of this than he has to. So he said, yeah, it's going to make you sleep. But he didn't say all day long. Okay. He forgot to say that part.
How's the B12 going? You started some B12 yet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm taking the B12. For all I know, that's what's getting rid of that real, like, weird feeling. But I started the B12 before I started the Xcopri. So I did notice even then that it was a little bit, things were a little better, not just for my seizures, but I mean, I have all those other nerves that are being pressed in my spinal cord and all that, and it did help with that. But yeah, right now I'm too tired to figure it out.
Angel's fighting that Xcopri too. So
I know he is. I know we're twins. It's like I know we're texting back and forth. It's like, yo, I think I'm melting, you know.
so Melissa and Sia. Hey Sia, how you doing?
Hi.
So for the icebreaker, we just went back to the OG original question that we usually ask the new people. What are you taking? When were you diagnosed? And when was your last seizure? Melissa, Sia?
Oh, are we doing the question again?
Yeah, we've done it already.
Okay. Okay. I am taking 750 milligrams Keppra 2 times a day. And my rescue med is Nasalam. And then what was the other question?
When were you diagnosed? What are you taking? And when was your last seizure?
I was diagnosed in May, and I was diagnosed with RTLE. And I've already forgotten again. Oh, the last seizure I had, that was 2 days ago, I think.
How's it going? How you doing?
Doing okay. Coming off of ovulation, hopefully in a couple of days. It's gonna be a little downhill slide while I come back to like regular levels of everything. But I am doing better today, so that's good.
Okay, good to hear. Yes, that's very good to hear. Melissa, how you doing?
Hey, good.
Nice to see you.
I guess for the questions, I'm taking Keppra, max dose, whatever it is, and Lamictal twice a day, and Xcopri 50 milligrams. Diagnosed 2007, and my seizure was almost 2 months ago. So I'm excited
Congrats on
about
that.
that. That's exciting. But
Celebrate
that's it.
that.
That's something to clap for. So, Brandon,
Hi,
hello
Brandon.
there. The icebreaker today is the original question. We start with new people. You guys missed it. We had a parent come from the UK, someone who actually cared about epilepsy who doesn't have it. It was really exciting for a little bit. But anyhow, Brandon, the question is.
I think that they commented, like there was a post on the page from them, and we told them to come. It might have been the same person. Anyway, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. The question was, what are you taking? When were you diagnosed? And when was your last seizure?
What I'm taking, I'm on 750 milligrams of Keppra twice a day, and I was diagnosed in 2022. And my last seizure was was it Wednesday? Last Wednesday. Yeah. After an 8-month streak, I will say.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I haven't been able to go 8 months in a long time.
I was really, really pumped. And that's why I made that post being like, hey, everyone, just don't forget, what you've accomplished, with how long you've gone. If it happens, it's not a slight on you, you're doing great with any amount of time you're not seizing. It's
Yeah. We're here for you, Brandon. We're here. We're here. Whenever you need us.
well, I told Pokey, I did my text to my boss because I was like, yeah, not coming in today. I texted my girlfriend so she knew, and that I was gonna be okay. And then the third text that I sent was to the mod, like our mod chat. I was like, I need my folks to know because you know.
Yeah. It's the best support. Someone asked, could it be weed? The reason they had a seizure. You missed that question. But you're here now. So we'll move to the next one, which I kind of fell a little bit far from. But the next one was.
The last question was about weed causing a seizure.
Yeah, but he was also smoking weed, and then he would like hit his nicotine vape pen, and he was wondering if it was combination of the two or the medication he was taking, a combination
No,
of two.
I feel like we've already had other people ask very similar questions, and we've sort of covered that, like combining different things, and especially when tobacco is an up and weed is a down. So, yeah, okay. I'm sure that got covered.
Yeah, he was in the UK and he was wondering if it was the seizures. If it was the weed. You never know. But I say it wasn't the weed. All the comments say, yeah, it wasn't the weed. Everyone here kind of said it wasn't the weed. So, yeah, know your body. To each his own.
Well,
You got to know your body.
I said we don't know what the UK cannabis market is like. I didn't say not the weed. So resident contrarian here. Just want to be clear.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah, you get it.
I didn't even think it was a seizure also. So
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part too. Oh my. Yeah, she said it could be POTS.
a
If you guys
syncope
don't know what
episode.
POTS was, we had a long talk about that. But yeah, we're gonna move forward. Something here says, do you ever feel your age? I don't even know how to word this or if it's a stupid question. But the older epilepsy people on this subreddit, do you ever feel your age? I'm in my early 20s in my first full-time job applying for grad school, and I just don't feel like I should be doing this. I feel weird and wrong, like an imposter. I really don't see myself as my age. It's hard to feel motivated to do anything, any of this, or anything at all when it feels like I'm not mentally at that age to do so. Will this ever get better? I have to repeat to myself how old I am and that I'm supposed to be getting a move on with my life and doing things. But even saying my age honestly makes me disassociate. I don't even feel that I don't even feel like that is me. I can't imagine how hard it is or how hard it will be to convince myself that I'm 40. I hope you all understand, but I was just wondering if it's just me. No, my brain never feels 35, 36. I feel like my learning ability, the ability to retain information, like I could read a book and someone could be like, tell me the book. And I'd be like, hold on, let me read this or send it to Chat GPT because I don't remember any of it. It was a good book that I remember, but I don't remember what it was about. I just remember it being good. Stuff like that. Just retaining info for me is over. My short term is over. So, you guys, do you feel your age? Does your brain feel your age, basically, is what the person is saying.
No way. No way.
I have to agree because I'm only 24, about to turn 25 though next month, but I have never really felt my age. Never got along with people my age. Never took part in any of the things that other people my age did, other than when I was a stupid teenager. Um, and especially now, after like all of the medications and the seizures and everything, I feel more like I am in my 80s than in my 20s. Everything hurts all the time. My joints ache. My bones feel like they're about to snap 24/7. And my memory is in the trash. So, yeah, I would say I don't feel my age either.
Yeah, I agree with Sia. My body definitely feels like it's like 80, 90, and I'm tired all the time. It's definitely not feeling my age.
I mean, thing to think about is what are you supposed to feel like when you're that age? Because I'm 47. Sometimes I feel like I'm in my 70s. Sometimes I feel like I'm in my 20s. I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to feel. Like, what is it that makes a 40-year-old a 40-year-old? Yeah, I can't have a job right now, and that sucks, but I don't really attribute that to like making me feel a certain age or not, and sometimes like when I can't drive, that's the most annoying. It's like when I'm can't drive. Um, but then like I'm so forgetful that I feel like an old person, and like I have no coordination and I'm falling all over the place and I don't know.
Have you had any surgeries before?
Uh, not for the brain, but other surgery, but um I don't know.
So I'm going to go through these comments. Oh, someone said imposter syndrome is especially prevalent in epileptic adults. It's totally normal. Someone said, I always feel like some kind of adolescence, though I'm going to be 30 in just some years. Everything about me, even my jobs, I work from home as a freelancer illustration and go to conventions several times a year as merch artist. My appearance, way of walking and talking, etc., just not match my real age. I'm afraid of aging too because like I cannot accept myself to be an adult, but well, there's nothing I could actually do. Someone else said, I finally feel 30. I'm in my mid 40s. Nice. Someone said, I feel 19. I'll be 24 this week. So it isn't just us, you guys. We're not in this alone. So someone says, epilepsy has ruined my life. I'm 22, and I feel like epilepsy has ruined my entire life. I started having focal aware seizures at 15, but I didn't know what they were, and I wasn't diagnosed until last year at 21. I've already tried 3 different medications, and none of them have worked. Currently on topiramate. And did I say that right? Okay. It says currently on topiramate, and it works about half the time. The only time I can function like a normal human being is when I take my rescue med, lorazepam. I'm in college, but I don't really have any friends. A big part of that is because I don't drive anymore, and I don't really know how to explain it to my potential friends or dates without scaring them off or feeling embarrassed. So I usually just make up some kind of random excuse, like I've definitely not reached the acceptance stage of having epilepsy. I have my family members drive me around everywhere, which I'm lucky to have, right? But it still makes me feel like a 16-year-old, like such a burden. Plus, they don't really understand epilepsy and think it's mostly something I can have the willpower to get over. Everyone else my age is starting their lives, and I can't do the same because of epilepsy is holding me back. I feel hopeless, like my life is over, and no one in my life really understands. Am I alone here? Don't feel alone. You're not alone. We got some people here to talk to you about why you shouldn't feel alone.
They should be here right now, honestly.
Yeah. Come join the epilepsy universe and the in season podcast.
You guys ever felt like it ruined a piece of you? Maybe not my life, but I feel like there's a lot of phases I think I would have loved if I didn't have epilepsy, like the driving and going places alone and things of that such nature.
I still manage to try to go to places alone, but I got a GPS on me so they can know. But yeah, I would have loved to fly a plane.
Oh yeah, that sounds nice.
I never thought that that would be something I'd want to do until like it sucks because it had the thought after I was like, oh shit, I can't do this anymore. Fuck. I wish I could have done that.
Yeah, I
Okay,
got
we need a
diagnosed
pilot.
at
We need a
14,
pilot.
Brandon.
We need a pilot for the homestead. We can
Oh
get
yeah.
Angel to fly the helicopter.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an epileptic homestead, you guys, and we're gonna have a landing strip for a helicopter for the ambulance. Um,
Discount. Free
I'm
for all
starting,
the people
I'm
in the
starting to eat
epilepsy
stuff.
universe.
Right, name it the epileptic universe. Um, yeah, we got to keep a lot of nasalium around. So we'll go through the comments of this. Someone said, I totally feel you. I felt the exact same way for so long. Felt like a little kid who had to get his mom to take me everywhere. Just thought with friends, dates, it's not your fault. You have epilepsy, and if they don't understand that, then they weren't meant to be your friends anyways. Nobody has ever given me a hard time about not being able to drive. Just offer up gas money or something in exchange, since you're not driving anymore. I know how it feels to look at every age. Know how it feels to look at everyone your age when they're in different places in their lives and it seems like they've got it all figured out, but you don't. took me a long time to stop caring where other people my age are at and comparing it to my situation. Epilepsy sucks and it's hard to come to terms with, but you're not alone in this. You can always DM me if you want to chat. That's a nice person. Someone else said, we understand. I felt exactly what you're going through. Shit, I still feel the same way sometimes. The one thing that no one tells you about epilepsy is how fucking resilient we are. We're more attentively have to look after ourselves, trigger dependent, I guess. I completely understand the lack of hope. It's depressing being epileptic, but you can still achieve so much, do so much. You may think you might not be able to right now, but you can. We all have our dark times. I'm happy you have your family to support you. If you ever need to reach out, I'm here. It ain't over till it's over, champ. You got this. Such great people out there. Most of them have epilepsy. This person says, I need some real big advice or someone to talk to right now. I'm reaching out because I'm at my end point. The war inside my head is winning. Don't give up. I'm sure my friends have something for you.
Yeah, that's really the only thing you can say in that situation, because it's like, we don't know their like them personally, but in any situation where someone is, like feeling that way, you just have to tell them, like, stay strong and just keep your head up, try and think positive, try and find people to talk to you or that you can talk to. And you know if it a lot of times, you feel this way because of your medication, and it's not really what you feel, um, but you definitely feel it in that moment. So
Yeah, like Brandon just said, I think it's hard to talk to someone who's feeling like that because any suggestions that you might make may not seem like probable solutions that would work, you know? And saying stay positive even sometimes can also be difficult because it's hard to see the positives sometimes. But that's
yeah,
why something like this is so important, having a community of people who understand you. Sometimes it's not even just like you need to complain or you need to rant. You just need someone to know what you're feeling isn't wrong and that you will be okay eventually. There are people who have made it through, you know? So for this person, you got to come here. You got to come here, join the team, join the family, and talk about what is making you feel so down. Because whatever it is, I promise you, there's someone here that will help you find a way out.
Yeah, I felt that when Sia said, you don't exactly want to hear, it's going to be all right. And I said that without even thinking about it. Because I know a lot of times people are like, it's going to be okay. I do not want to hear that because you do not know. But being that we have epilepsy and I do kind of know, I can say it gets better with time. It's not going to be easy now. It gets better with time. Just got to hang in there. And I was going to say hope for the best, but that isn't even a good way to put it. Yeah, you just gotta fight it out. It's gonna
And
get worse before it gets better. So prepare for the
also
worst.
too, you gotta listen out for the people who have found victory, like Kevin, for example, with the implant that he has. Um, I can't remember everything off of the top of my head, but he's found a lot of success with that. And yes, you look it up on Google, how probable is success for me? And yeah, it's not a great outlook, but there is always a way. There's always the option to keep going, keep fighting, and keep hoping. And hope is very important in this situation with epilepsy, because without hope, you don't know. If you give up right now, you might see a brighter day one day. Like right now, I'm feeling a brighter day. So, and I never expected this to ever come, but it's here. And it may not be about my physical situation, but mentally, I feel really great. So it is, there are ways.
We've got Adrian sat here, and we were just discussing, you know, just any general concerns with new diagnosis and everything. And he brought up being curious about the opinion of everybody else on where is the best treatment in the country. You know, basically, where's the best treatment that you've ever received? Any generalizations of, like, you know, bigger cities, bigger hospitals, or do you swear by like a Cleveland Clinic type of certain practice? What do you guys think?
I go in Philadelphia. I I think the best treatment I receive is actually right now in Jefferson Health. Um, it's also an epilepsy center, so you know like they're looking for everything beyond the epilepsy too. For me, like they're the ones that spotted my liver enzymes being so high and notified me before my PCP could, and they're all on the same page. So
Okay, thank you, Angel. That's great info. What about you, Mark?
I would suggest just generally if you could find a hospital that is associated with or attached to a university, particularly like a tier one research university, that's where you're going to find the most skilled doctors and the highest level of technology and research into new treatments, new medications. In my area, we have University of Central Florida, and I see advertisements for uh, research uh, research groups studying new medications where they would provide the medication and transport to and from for free. And it's all associated with that university right there. So it's not a single location that I would recommend, but broadly look for universities.
Okay, great, Mark. That's a big help. All right, and I saw Annie's comment there about Baltimore. So yeah, we're up in Jersey now. It's good to know about anything in this area. So the teaching hospitals are definitely a great resource. And we've just been talking about patient advocacy, you know, self advocating for yourself and making sure that the doctors are focused on the right parts of the case and actually getting to the bottom of it. Anything you guys want to add to that?
I had
Like
a really
Angel,
good
I go to Penn.
doctor. Go ahead.
I go to Philly to Penn. And I don't know if it's the best I've ever had because it's the only one I've ever had. And I mean, maybe Angel gets much better care than I do. I really have no idea. It's probably time for me to go somewhere else just to get an idea if they're any good.
Yeah, second opinions are never a waste.
I was just gonna say my best doctor that I've ever seen, we're military, we move around a lot, and so I've seen lots of different doctors. But the best one I would say was in Biloxi, Mississippi. was on a military base, which that's not open to everybody. But it was just a random doctor. He wasn't like like a specialist. He just happened to be smart. I think there can just be random smart doctors out there. Like it doesn't have to be a big city. It can be in small towns. And then I also think that if you are suspicious of your doctor, like not being quite so knowledgeable of epilepsy, and you have a neurologist, to trust your gut and look for a different one, and don't be afraid to change your doctor. Because that's what I'm doing right now. I got a new doctor. I'm excited. They're up. I can't see her until October because she's really booked up, but she's the only one in town that I've found that has like extra training in epilepsy. So I'm excited about that.
Excellent. Yeah, Melissa, that's something that we've been talking about pretty frequently. About just making sure, like what Annie said, everybody's on the same page. And hey, I'm excited for your appointment. Now you'll go in there prepared, knowing what you expect to get done. That's a big help. Anybody else remember how you kind of broke it to your family after appointments? What you guys helped or did to help your family understand what it actually felt like, and what kind of helped you after?
I'm sorry, I just zoned back in and I heard you, but it just went away.
Yeah, no problem. I was just asking, for Adrian, take care. What do you guys remember how you kind of broke it to your family? You know, how to handle a seizure afterwards, what it felt like to you. Does everybody get those wicked headaches and always confused for longer than 15 minutes, or kind of how do you guys handle it with explaining it to your family?
They don't exactly take my explanation. They just kind of handle it the way they feel like it should be handled. That's how I feel about the situation personally, but I'm not there when it happens. But I think, yeah, I think if I'd be like, oh, you got to do it like this, turn me, do this, and don't do this, they might be like, oh, no, you're not here to handle that, you know? You're supposed to do like this and this and that. And I can't argue and tell you what to do because you're not going to do what I'm asking you to do when you already told me what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? You see what I'm getting at? Yeah. So each family has their own quirks, I guess. How do your family go about that? How do you go about telling someone how to handle it when you have a seizure? Because
Well, I think this is just proving basically that I don't feel good, that, I am sore for 3 days after at least. And, you know, I won't use it as an excuse not to do laundry or something, but it doesn't feel good, and it will take longer. Chores will definitely take longer after the fact. Headaches, for at least a good 2 hours after, and using that information to make progress on the seizures. I know if I have a headache from more than 3 hours after that, it was probably a little longer. It was probably a longer than 2 minutes of convulsions. And until we got the camera to prove that, essentially, that's something that I only had notes to go on. So that was another big help of taking notes and getting the camera on top of that, just to have proof, to be able to kind of connect the dots on our own. That's what helped me with, help my family understand, is connecting the dots with them of like what the symptoms meant for seizure.
since I'm back, go ahead, Mark.
Well, I had a tonic-clonic seizure in front of my family. That's what kind of helped them. And honestly, at that point, I had only like subjectively experienced them. I'd been told by a friend that I had a seizure, but I had um never really felt more than just the sore muscles and stuff. So they got to see the big dramatic convulsions before I did. Um, they were the ones who, brought me to the emergency room and first started getting it documented. So, in my case, my family was really, in some ways, I think they understood some aspects of my epilepsy before I even did. But certainly, I think with the tonic-clonics, where I'm unconscious, I think it's more traumatic for them to see it, to see me in that state. Um, Subjectively, I'm just sore afterwards. So, yeah.
Adrian, how about you?
Myself, honestly, I haven't found out too many kind of traits about myself. Me getting diagnosed with epilepsy was this year. So, and my seizure started last year. I think it was last April it happened. And so far, nothing really, nothing really I could say. I don't know too much about epilepsy. Honestly, they just told me I had it. They didn't tell me what type. I didn't even know they were types. I apologize for that. I wish I could come to you guys for more information, but with me coming to more of these meetings, I feel like it'll help me a lot more know about what I have and stuff. So thank you guys.
Yeah, so I understand what you're saying. This group will help you because I've been having focals and myoclonics for 10 years and I didn't know those were seizures. I thought those were like the precursors. And when those happen, I'll be like, okay, I need to lay down because a seizure might come. Come to find out that was an actual seizure. Then yeah. Ended up talking to my doctor and he was disappointed. He was like, you've been going through this for 10 years and this is how you found out from people on Reddit. And I was just like, oh, hold on. You're retiring in a week. So
Yeah, you didn't really help me find out.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So I didn't take that to heart or get mad because I was like, I won't see him again anyway. But I had him for 20 years. My neurologist had him for 20 years and he retired. So I'm waiting on another one that I'll see in a couple weeks. So other than that, I just hope this new one doesn't decide, oh, well, I think you should change meds. And I'm going to tell him no. So it's not going to have any options. I refuse because I feel like I've come so far. I feel like maybe titrate up a little bit on this lamotrigine, but I don't feel like going to something else is going to change anything at the moment. I'm cool with 3 to 5 a year, and that sounds horrible. I'm cool with what from where I've came from. I'm to a comfortable point now, is what I should say. I'm happy without 12 and 15 and all that stuff a year. I'm happy with 3 to 5. Is that a good way to put it? Because it does not sound good when I say I'm happy with seizures. Go ahead, Sia.
Could this be a good opportunity for us to all go through what we understand as what we experience with our seizures? Some of us have multiple types. Some of us have a specific type. Could it be? I don't know. Idea?
Yeah. Anybody want to start?
I can start. Um, when I was diagnosed as complex partial seizures, which is focal impaired awareness. And they start on my left side and go bilateral to my right side. Um, I experience tonic-clonics, which are grand mals, which is what I only thought were the only type of seizures before. But I also have absent seizures, and me and my neurologist have been going through with this. He thinks this has been going on for a long time. So he thinks it's juvenile absence seizures. And absence seizures are pretty much, they can look no more different than daydreaming sometimes, or staring, basically, just, and they won't last long. But when my wife reported it to my neurologist at the time, she said she could look into my eyes and she could tell I wasn't there. And then I also experienced cluster aware seizures, and those were new to me because I was never aware for a seizure in my entire lifespan until they started. And that one was like tonic-clonic type, and it was freaky, like scary, 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 freaky. And I also get them at nighttime, so I guess like my seizures happen anytime, so they can be nocturnal or any time of day. And that's me.
Oh, the comments to the person saying they reached their endpoint, we can go through those. Someone said, hang on there, amigo. Anything you want to talk about? I just got through a week of TCs that really did a number on my brain. I'm here for you. Someone else said, could you be pre or postical? That is how I sound and feel when it is about to hit me, the fan, when it's about to hit the fan or already has. Another person said, I will say you shouldn't do anything, but I'm in the same spot and it's annoying as fuck. And when people say that because if I'm going to do something, those words won't change much. That out of the way, yeah, existing is just pain at this point. And I don't know, I just wish I could be erased from everything and just live in nature for the rest of my days. How about you? What would you do if society didn't exist anymore and all this BS and the annoying shit in the world just went away? I swear, people with epilepsy are the funnest people. They're so nice in the comments, at least. I got something here. It says, partner 33 had 2 seizures years apart, trying to understand if it's epilepsy and how to safely move forward. I'm hoping to get some insight or support from people with experience dealing with seizures or epilepsy. My partner's 33, had his first known seizure about 5 years ago as he was leaving a sports arena. He has no memory of it. Then last spring, he had a second one while exiting the car and walking up to the house. He was carrying a large bag of clothes on his back, kind of like Santa, and a food bag in the other hand. He had a feeling very sick in the days leading up to the second seizure, but doesn't remember anything from the actual day. The seizure itself was grand mal, tonic-clonic, lasting 5 to 7 minutes. Afterward, he got up abruptly and was shouting, confused, and very combative. One side of his face was drooping, and I initially feared it might have been a stroke because he looked so terrible. It took about an hour for him to fully regain awareness, and he doesn't remember being in the ER at all. When we saw the neurologist shortly after, the doctor said it was probably epilepsy. However, none of the testing, including an EEG and imaging, showed any epileptic activity. The one finding was a cyst on the back of his brain, which they mentioned could sometimes occur in people with epilepsy. But they didn't really go further into that. He's been on a seizure medication twice a day since, and since then and has been seizure-free for over a year. We have a long-awaited follow-up neurology appointment scheduled for September, but in the meantime, we feel kind of stuck. His life has been on pause, and I've been doing all the driving. While I don't mind supporting him at all, it's been very draining and tough at times. He wants to take the load off of me and start to drive again, but we're both scared. My parents are also pushing him to start driving again, which adds pressure. We want to move forward, but only if it's truly safe. We're trying to be cautious, especially since he has no warning signs or auras before a seizure. I work with adults with disabilities and I'm around seizures regularly, so I was able to respond appropriately when it happened. But this situation is still scary when it's someone you love. Has anyone been in a similar situation? Do you or a loved one have epilepsy but had normal testing? Did you end up driving again? If so, how did you make that decision? Any insight would be truly appreciated. We want to make the best choices for his health, for the public safety, and feel kind of alone in navigating this right now. Thanks for the advice in advance.
Definitely
So
shouldn't
much.
drive.
Say that again.
He definitely shouldn't drive. There's no question about it. It's not safe. Why should he do it?
Right. It's the same reason I don't drive. I don't want to put anyone else's life in danger.
Right. That's why I stopped.
Yeah, it seems like if you're at a point where you need to ask if you're safe to drive or not, you're probably not safe to drive. Um, I don't know. I don't think there's any unringing that bell once it happens. Um,
Yeah.
As
I think,
someone who, oh, sorry, go ahead.
sorry, I thought I saw Annie had her hand up.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead, Annie.
Yeah, I was going to say, just like Mark said, the answer is in the question. Yeah, if you have to ask yourself, I mean, I did the same thing. It was before I was clinically diagnosed. And I say that only because that was the diagnosis in the hospital, with the EEG, all of that. But, before that, I mean, I had seizures my entire life and I didn't know. I was driving around, driving my kids around, and it wasn't until closer to that clinical diagnosis where I started noticing, more going on. And I don't know about you guys if you remember or ever had the opportunity to to drive in rush hour traffic. It becomes a repetitive thing. And it's almost you can almost do it on autopilot. But when I was going from near Niagara Falls to Buffalo, and I ended up in Rochester, an hour and 90 minutes away. And I did that once. I ended up halfway, like Pookie, missing the exit or missing the bus stop. I've just been driving. And then I exited and I didn't know where I was, and only to discover I was a half hour away from home. And it takes 20 minutes to get home, kind of, I'm like way off in the wrong direction. So I made that decision for myself, plus just driving up on somebody's lawn, and I put the car in park. And I was just there with my head on the steering wheel. So I'm like, okay, here, take the keys, drive me home. But that's one of those things. It's like the answer is in the question. If you have to ask yourself that, you're asking yourself that. And that's enough to say, yeah, do the right thing. I hate to see somebody have to carry that burden of taking a life or altering somebody else's life because they made that choice. So I didn't want to be that person, so I said no. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be that person either. I couldn't imagine how I would feel or the things I would have to go through mentally after hurting someone. Um, yeah, I'm glad when I did get in a car accident with people in the car, it was didn't hurt anybody besides myself in the car.
I mean,
Melissa,
I
did you have something?
definitely, sorry, I was gonna say I definitely miss driving. You know, I made a little bit of money doing things that I could, you know, deliver or go pick up or, you know, have those, you know, a lot of the things I used to do that I don't because I don't drive. Can't do them now because, you know, the epilepsy did enough of it changed enough, you know, but I do miss driving. I really do.
I was just gonna ask, did he say when his last seizure was? And then,
I think she said a few years ago, right? It's real
oh,
fuzzy for me because I read it and I was just reading it out, hoping you guys, because it was very long. I was hoping you guys were listening.
yeah, and I wasn't
That's it.
focusing very well. But if it's been a few years and he feels comfortable, legally he's allowed to drive, right? But I mean, it's up to him to decide. If nobody else can decide for him. And if he doesn't feel comfortable with it, then nobody around him should make him. Because it's his life and his
Well,
actions.
is it really just his life, though? That's
Yeah,
really
that's
the
true.
question. He would be
That's
making that
100%.
decision for anybody on the road around him anytime he gets behind the wheel.
That's 100% true. In the post, it sounded like people were forcing him to drive, though.
Oh,
Like
oh,
his
really? I
in-laws wanted him to
forgot that
drive.
there was even a post that we were
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, I forgot to. But yeah, I think she said her in-laws, his in-laws, or she said her parents were pressuring him to drive as well. So yeah, that part sucks too.
Yeah, they need to think that there's more than one person involved, and you know, it's it's annoying to have to drive people around all the time, but I mean,
Yeah. Sia, did you have something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, regarding the post that you read, as someone who originally only had clear text and was told that it was just all in my head at first. So they didn't even tell me that it was epilepsy at first. They didn't tell me to stop driving, just that it might not be safe to do. So for the first while, I was continuing to drive. Um, because I have kids. We needed to get places, going to parents' houses, picking stuff up and all that. Um, and the first time that I had a seizure while driving was in November of 2024, and I drove myself to a cardiologist appointment. And I got there, and literally within minutes after walking out of the car and locking it, I had a seizure. Ended up in the ER. But they told me again that it was just PNES, all in my head, and that it wasn't anything to take too seriously. So I continued driving. And then in February of 2025, this year, I was driving my children. They were in the back seat, and my husband was in the passenger seat. And it was late at night, and I was feeling very off. And I had a TC while driving on a main road with a bunch of cars. And my husband thankfully was very quick to grab the wheel and pull the emergency brake, um, and was able to, drag me into the passenger side so that he could get us home safely. So we didn't wreck, But fact of the matter is that I could have killed us all. There were cars driving directly towards us. There were cars directly behind us. I could have. And that was just me thinking that I had to do the things that I needed to do as a mom, and my family was pushing me to do more. His family was, and I felt that pressure, and the doctors still hadn't said, it's you can continue driving. They hadn't told me that I should stop. And so I just figured, well, it'll be fine. I won't have a seizure. I'll know. But no, I didn't know. I had been a month and a half free of any TCs at that point. I wasn't even on medication, so I thought it was just gone. And it came back, and it came back hard. And so yeah, it's whether you have test results or not, if they say anything about epilepsy or that you have had any seizures, whether it's PNES or epilepsy, or any other types of causes, you are at risk for more seizures. And so, no matter how long it's been, it's safer, I think, for you, your family, and the people all around you on the road to not drive. I'm never going to again. I miss driving, but I would never do that again. That scared me so bad.
Yeah, so Sailor Mom, a while back, she was telling us about the chamomile not being good for epileptics, basically. And we were all trying to dissect why and all that stuff. But I was looking at this tea and I was like, okay, it doesn't have chamomile in it, it's caffeine free. And then there's a warning on the back: consult a healthcare provider prior to use if you have a medical condition. Never noticed that. I don't think I've ever read the box of tea. I just was like, okay, there's some tea. I know how to make it. Put it in water, heat the water, and so on. But that caught my attention. I never noticed the box said consult a healthcare provider, just if you have a medical condition. And I probably would have did that years ago. But Mark, you got something?
Hold on. I was just a lot of different different herbs can interact with liver enzymes that might be responsible for some epilepsy medications. So that might be a consideration. I know that I don't know about herbs, but I know that grapefruit juice can cause problems with a lot of meds. I was just trying to look up the chamomile, and I don't see anything specific except that it's sedative, and that sedative effect might increase the effect of already sedating medications that epileptic people are put on. So that makes a lot of sense. Anything that might potentially lead to drowsiness, uh, you should consider before consuming if you're on uh, already on epilepsy medications, just because that stacking isn't necessarily like a linear one-to-one kind of thing. Sometimes those interactions can be, greater than the sum of their parts. So, uh, yeah, I don't know. I would be interested to hear Sailor Mom explain more specifically what she means. I kind of
Yeah, I
It
forgot
seemed
what
like
she
she had something specific in mind. So
Yeah, I was seeing that when I was editing the video. I was like, okay, there's something I have to tell Mark because Mark said it might not be that. So yeah, but yeah, there was something about chamomile that she believes is, or she said she read somewhere. She can't remember where she read it, but I got something else here. It says, how did you get disability? I'm barely able to work 10 hours a week due to constant focal aware clusters where I lose my speech and ability to function effectively, but I'm not able to get disability. How did you get disability? I'm on my third appeal. I haven't been able to get it. Anybody get disability?
I'm still fighting.
Yeah.
I got it, but not for epilepsy.
I think it might be harder for people with epilepsy. I heard someone else say, but
Oh, sure it is.
yeah, they don't think a seizure is going to stop you from working. You can get up
Especially
and go back to work.
now, nowadays, it's impossible. They don't even look at us as, having a disease.
Right. So many people think, oh, you just had a seizure. You can get back up. You just need a little nap. You can get back up and put this IKEA table together.
Oh, sorry. I meant I was talking government.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't. So
I couldn't even figure out how to play with the cat after my seizure on Saturday night. Yeah, that was too much for me. What IKEA table, forget about it.
I didn't even remember who the president was, but I was told that IKEA table needs to be put together soon. So yeah. I guess it doesn't matter. But hey, yeah, we'll move forward. I get over it. Some of the comments said, my neurologist agrees it's too risky for me to drive. Agrees it's too risky for me to work on any consistent basis. But she also says that I'm not disabled enough for disability payments. I also asked her, how am I supposed to live without work or driving if I can't get disability, if I can't get any disability payments? Her response was that I'd have to get used to having seizures at work or be prepared to lose a job over it. Yes, at 25, there's nothing more fun than playing around with my health. I'm sorry, that was a well needed rant. And that was a response. Someone else said, I tried and tried through the state social worker and zero success. Acquired a lawyer who represented the exact same information and was approved immediately. Nice. Someone here, oh, Toaster says, I'm fighting for it. I'm in a unique situation right now. I don't work. I live with my parents and my son. My parents are getting up there in years. We have a symbolic relationship. If you know, you know. That makes sense. Take care of them and the things they can't do, cooking and cleaning. They take care of me and my son, transportating and memory management, and pay for everything. You know, the dad look. I get that if I even try to pay for it. Someone else said, I got a good lawyer. That's all I can say to you. So moving forward, it says,